Hello, I think we're actually ready for a bit of gameplay of Sector Assault. You've seen how this board has evolved. If you haven't, check the other videos. But we're at this point now where I'm happy with the board and we've got basic gameplay fleshed out. So I think it's time to start flying around the sectors and attacking those drone ships. Let's go. Okay, so let's look at the basic gameplay for Sector Assault. Little handheld board here. We've got 7x5 grid playboard and we've got 7 pieces. 4 of them are enemy drone ships. We've got 2 planets and we play as this single player ship here. Now, this is a planet and around that planet we have like an orbiting secondary planet, okay, in this system. You'll see, view this board as orbital rings in a square. So those on the outside will orbit clockwise around the outside. Everything moves in a clockwise direction, by the way. So the start position of all the pieces are as follows. So we have the 4 drone ships along the top, we have the 2 planets, and we have the lone player starship below. We set the discs, the number discs here, to 3, okay? 1 represents resources, the other represents shield, and we'll come on to those in a short while. I'm only going to play for a bit because the games could last about 10-15 minutes long, even longer for a solo game. For a 2-player game, even longer, which is really good because you can start planning and actioning different strategies in the 2-player game mode, which is really good. This is just going to be a quick solo game walkthrough of the game. Okay, so we go first, the player goes first, and we can either choose 2 of the following actions. We can move to a different sector. A sector is a move along the grid, like so. So we can move 1 sector. We can attack a drone ship if we're close by. We can harvest one of the planets for resources, or the other option is to repair your shield. Okay, so I'm just going to move. So I'm going to move there. So that's 1 go, and then we're going to move 2, like so. Okay, I could move in to the inner orbital circle. That's a square, but I'm just going to, for this demonstration, just move 2 here. Now it's the turn of the drone ships, and we need to roll a dice for each one. So I'm going to roll for this one. I got a 5, and a 5 represents a move towards the player. So I'm just going to move it towards the player. I'm going to this one. I've got a 6. That's also a move in the player's direction, like so. I'm going to do this one. That's a 2, and a 2 is down. They're all moving down at the minute. Let's see if we can see what this one. A 6. Okay, so this one I'm going to move it here, move it along, because it's a 6 is in the direction of the player. So once all the drone ships have had their go, we all, like a carousel, move around our orbits by 1. So we all go on a clockwise direction depending on what orbit we are on. So we're on this inner orbit here, and here. Okay, and now the game repeats. Okay, so I'm going to move 2 again because that's all I can do with my player. 1, 2. Okay, let's see where this drone ship moves. It moves a 1. 1 corresponds to up. Can't move up, so it remains where it is. This one here rolled a 3, so it goes up to the left. 3 corresponds to the left. 3 for the next one. It can't move left because there's a planet in the way. And this one here is a 6, so it moves closer to the player. They can't move diagonally, by the way, so I'm going to move them this way. And then once the drone ships have all finished, we then go on our orbits once again. Okay. Like so. So the game board is always shifting. And you could use this to your advantage. You can think moves ahead to work out where the orbits are going to take each drone ship. Winning the game, by the way, is destroying all 4 enemy drone ships with 5 or above resources, and you have to make it into the top corner. Okay, so let's assume that we are here. Okay, don't forget we can't move or attack diagonally, but it's my go, so I'm going to move into position here. So that's 1 go, and then I'm going to attack this drone ship. Okay, if we're going to attack it, we roll a dice. Okay, we roll a dice. 1 to 3, the attack misses. 4 to 6, it's destroyed. Okay, in this case, it's unfortunately a 1, so the attack misses, and it's costed me a resource. So my resource counter goes down. If the shields reach 0, it's game over, by the way. Okay, so now it's the drone ships go. So I'm going to move this one. Okay, this is a 1, so it should go up, but it can't. This one here is a 3. 3 is a left, so I'm going to move it left like so. This one here is going to attack me first, because it's the drones. If they're adjacent to your playing piece, they must attack. So I'm going to roll a die for them. 1 to 3, the attack misses. 4 to 6, the attack is successful, and we lose a shield as a result. Okay, and now it gets to move. So 2 corresponds to down. It can't move down because I'm in the way. This one here, a 6, move closer to the player, like so. And then we all move on our merry way again, like so, in an anti-clockwise direction. Okay. So I'm going to attack this drone ship here. Okay, that's my first one. So 1 to 3, the attack is unsuccessful. The attack misses. So again, I have to. It takes a resource off me to be able to attack. You must at least have 1 resource to be able to attack. I still haven't been able to properly factor in the rotation. Can you see they're all cogs? And I'd like the rotation to come in as an added factor into the gameplay, as I mentioned in my previous video. But I'm finding in order to do that, I might have to add in a 3rd go. So everyone has 3 goes, and it's just a little bit unbalanced, if that's the right word. It doesn't feel very fair having 3 goes. I think 2 is just enough, but if 1 is wasted by a rotation, it just seems a bit of a waste. So I'm trying to work out a way to factor all this rotational idea into the gameplay. But yeah, that's the basic gameplay in a nutshell. So there you have it. It's simple gameplay at the minute, but it hopefully serves as a good foundation to build on. And before long, I think this will be a pretty good little handheld 3D printed game where you can harvest resources from planets, you can repair your shields at a resource cost, and you can action those rotations, which I'm still trying to figure out. I know it's a good feature, especially with this 3D, with the 3D Coglite board pieces that rotate all in a row when they're connected up. But I can't quite figure it out. So if you have any ideas on how that might work, please let me know, because I know it's a good idea, but I just can't see how it's all going to fit in. But there we go. I hope you enjoyed seeing how Sector Assault is coming on. Yeah, the 3D printed solo stroke 2-player multiplayer game, 3D printed handheld Sector Assault game. That was a bit of a mouthful. Yeah, thanks for watching.